Well, I am in.
Oh, I'm in. This is Vadkan Lake. It really is something special. It's just about an hour from Hungary's capital, Budapest, but once you're here, it feels like a world away. The fishing's looked after by Josef, one of Fox's longest serving Hungarian consultants and a true legend in this country. I came out here to spend some time with our Eastern European consultants. Over 20 lads from Poland, the Czech Republic, Hungary and Croatia, all getting together. A proper social, and a chance for me to say thank you for the support that they've given us over the years. That said, when you're on a lake with fish pushing 60 pounds, you'd be mad not to bring a few rods along as well. I decided to spice things up for everyone a little bit by bringing along a trophy in the shape of a specially engraved tankard, and this would go to the angler who catches the biggest fish. Obviously, I wanted that to be me, like any self-respecting angler would. Well, I'm just having a bit of a lead up, to be honest. There isn't a lot to be found. It's a dammed reservoir type thing with a dam at one end, and then I guess a stream comes in at the other end. And what you find with those is you've got a deep end and a shallow end, and then in between that it's just fairly flat, and that's exactly what we've got. It just steadily drops away. This is not for, I haven't found this out from chucking a lead about. This is what I've been told. Up that end we've got sort of a metre and a half, and then down to the other end we've got 2.5 metres. I'm situated pretty much in the middle of the lake, so if I go right, I've got a bit shallower water. If I go left, I've got a bit deeper water. The Croatian guys who are over, no, the Czech guys who are over opposite in the slightly shallower end with the wind going into them, last night they had 10. So they did really, really good. But yeah, I'm having a lead about. I don't think I'm going to find anything. I think it's going to be a case of putting a little bit of bait out, that being my feature. I'm not going to put loads out because I've just felt the water and it is very, very cold. And over the next few days, we're going to be having minus temperatures at night. So it's going to be getting very cold. But I'm just going to carry on having a bit of a lead about, try and find a range that I'm comfortable with, that I know that I can get a small amount of bait on nice and accurately, but also in an area where I think that there's going to be fish passing, which I feel like is a bit more central in the lake. So yeah, I'm just going to ease my way into the session and see what occurs. Start off, I'm going to put out 10 to 15 spods of this mix here, which is predominantly a boilie mix. I've got 10s, 15s, 18s of live system and pro stim liver in there. The owner, Josef, said that I should really stick with boilies. There are a lot of bream in the lake, so using boilies is the way that the majority of people fish on here, and keeps those bream at bay predominantly. I might have gone a little heavy on the 10s, but I really like fishing with 10mm boilies. Like, you get a better spread with them. There are more mouthfuls for the fish to pick up. So I hope that doesn't attract the attention of the bream too much. The few bits of sweet corn that you can see floating around in there are probably more likely to attract the attention of the bream, but I couldn't really resist. I love using sweet corn, especially this time of year. If it starts to cause me a problem with bream, I will take it out and I will up the sizes of the baits to, you know, 15s, 18s, etc. But to start with, I'm going to start small because I feel like that's my best chance of getting bites, and we'll go from there and work our way up to that big one that I need to beat all of these geezers. Oh, I'm happy now. Now I'm not going to have to bend down. That's what I'm blaming all of my miscasts on, bending down. Before I'd even got the rods out, I'd been called over to the Czech guys' camp. They had been hauling all day and now had a real big one.
Go! Oh my God.
So the sun is gone and the moon is well and truly out, and I need to get my rods out. I am going in with, I've got 2 Pro Stim Liver bottom baits that I have paste wrapped, which on venues like this that are slightly sort of turbid, murky water, I've found that extra sort of scent and pulling power of paste has worked really, really well for me in the past. So I'm hoping it's going to do the same again. So Pro Stim Liver paste wrapped around a 15mm bottom bait, and then on my 3rd rod I've just got a Live System wafter that has been soaking in Amino Blend 365 for a good couple of years. It's not a wafter anymore, it's now a bottom bait. Yeah, sinks really, really nicely, and obviously all of that Amino Blend 365 has permeated through the bait. So my main thing with the hook baits is, even though they are match the hatch, if you want to say, they're more potent than my free bait that is out there. I've got a sort of combi multi-rig type thing with a prototype hook link that can withstand being used time and time again. I think a lot of people use sort of fluorocarbons for this sort of multi-rig type setup because you can use the boom over and over again. Traditionally, coated braids have not sort of withstood that test of time, and the skin has broken, etc. This stuff doesn't do that, so you can use it as a boom section over and over again, so it makes it easier to tie. Yeah, and I tend to prefer a coated braid for just personal preference. I've got a Heli Clip there, and I have set the Heli Clip to keep the lead on. I've been told that there's no sort of snags or anything to worry about out there. So until I find anything or I have any problems with landing fish, whatever those problems may be, I'm going to keep the lead on because I don't need to lose it. I've flown over here, I've only brought a certain amount of leads, so I don't want to be losing them. So yeah, helicopter setup with the bead set just a little bit up. That's going to plunge into the silt. Hopefully that's going to sit on top. Hopefully tonight we're going to get some bites. Let's see. It's going to be cold. I've just been told that if the weather forecast says 0, which is what it's saying now, in the valley that we're in, it could get down to -3, -4. So it's going to be brass monkeys, but I'm up for it. And it sounds like everybody else is too, because they're singing over the other side of the lake. There's music playing down there. There's someone, I don't know what he's saying. He probably doesn't know what he's saying, but that's what it's about. It's yeah, it's going to be fun. Hopefully, we're all going to catch some fish. And hopefully, I'm going to catch the biggest. That's a bream bite if ever I heard one. Right, goodbye. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. Tens and sweet corn, see you later. Right, I need to get that big fish mindset, which is relatively alien to me. Damn. It is true. As I've walked around the guys' swims, all of them, and I see this in like the content and that they make, and that sort of stuff is, you know, an 18 miller is a relatively small boilie to them. So yeah, maybe I need to take a leaf out of their book and stop fishing like an English pig dog. Right. Well, I am in. Yeah, I think there's been quite a few bites from around the lake. People have been singing and celebrating. I don't know how big anything's been, apart from I know next door they had a 13 kilo, which was a lovely fish. Oh. And yeah, my left-handers just tightened up really. Yeah, just a couple of beeps, but this rod's fished sort of past the bait and off to the left, just on a single boilie paste wrap. Yeah, so this one is just on that single hook bait out in the abyss, which after I put it out I said to Dylan I wouldn't mind betting by the end of the session that's all I'm chucking out. So yeah, a bream on the other rod, and then this carp, which I'm looking at there, certainly isn't going to be the biggest fish of the session and certainly isn't going to win me that trophy. But it is a start. And there we go. He's in. Certainly not going to be the biggest fish of the session, but it's a bite and a start. Happy days. Well, he's certainly not winning me any prizes, but it is a start. It is my first carp from this lake, and yeah, just confirms at least that one of my tactics is correct, and those yeah, quite heavily glugged bottom baits with the paste wraps can get found out there in the abyss. We just need one about 6 or 7 times bigger. But yeah, it's a start, and hopefully a sign of more to come. But it is very, very cold, and as you can see, I've wrapped up for the photos because I was shivering away.
Yeah, cheers, Dylan. Thanks.
Oh, oy vey.
Cheerio. Don't come back. Well, how else are you going to look at bream? Of course you're going to look at it in disgust. Ah, especially as it's been so rubbish. Then I just recast that. I don't know what else to say. This is not easy. It was very, very cold last night. There's frost everywhere. Now it's all starting to melt and drip off the trees. The Croatian guys next door who have been catching a few. I think they've had sort of 5 or 6 since we've been here. They didn't have anything last night. I don't know what's gone on around the rest of the lake, but it is very, very tough. And yeah, right now I feel like just catching another carp is going to be a result, let alone trying to get close to the 46 pounder that was caught yesterday by Milan. So can but try, but this is going to be difficult.
Well, it's taken a long old time to get this bite, and after 2 more bream this morning, I was starting to think it wasn't going to happen. But that one rod that I've left on the bait has gone. And it's, oh, Euro's just falling in. Right. Well, I think it's the same one I had the other night. If I put that one and this one together, I'm not even halfway to the biggest fish of the session. So, have you just had a full booty?
Yeah.
Oh no. There's a bite off of the bait, so that's something to build on, possibly, for the last 24 hours of the trip. And luckily these guys are going home, so they might actually give me a chance now. See, that's commitment, isn't it? Well, Josef, the owner, did say that most of the fish in here are born and bred in the lake. They spawn successfully, and this is definitely one of the more recent successful spawning babies. Yeah, certainly not breaking any records, but has lifted my confidence. And yeah, maybe this is the start of something. We will keep going and give it our best shot. And away. So the wind has actually picked up ever so slightly now, and it's actually blowing down the opposite end of the lake to the shallow end, which it has been blowing up for the entirety of the session. And I'm really crossing my fingers that that brings some of the fish that are up there down with it. But right now I thought I'd just go through in a little bit more detail the setup I've chosen, why I've chosen it, and just how I've set it up. So as I mentioned, I've got a heli clip set up. I'm fishing with the clip in the locked position, so that is with the arrow on the bottom of the clip facing the lock in the locked position on the rubberized part of the clip. And that is purely because there aren't any snags in here, and I'm not expecting to encounter any problems. Most of my fishing that's in the UK is often done in much weedier venues or snaggier venues. Most of the time I will be fishing with the clip in the unlocked position so that I'll be losing the lead on the take to make sure that that fish comes up in the water and away from any danger. But in this instance, I don't need to. Now, the reason that I've gone for a helicopter setup is that the lake here is very, very shallow and it's silty. And I'm fishing quite a long way out, over 100 yards, 120 yards is the spot that I've baited, and I've been casting singles around that area as well. And at a range like that, even if you're stopping the lead, you in the depth of water that we've got, 1 meter, 1.5 meter, there's no way of feeling the lead down to the bottom, and you're not, even when you're hitting the clip or feathering the cast, you're not slowing the cast down that much by the time it's hit the water and hit the bottom. So that's still going to be going very, very fast into the lake bed, and that means that it can plunge and take the rig with it. So if I was using an inline lead or a leg clip, it might render my presentation useless. So with a helicopter setup and the bead pushed up a little way, I haven't found I've needed to push it up any further than the sort of 3 inches, I guess that's pushed up there. I feel like that's doing its job for me. That lead, I felt as I've been winding in, has been plugged in. So I've been gently easing it out and then winding it in. And then in theory, my rig is sitting pretty on top. Now, how I set up the heli clip, I've got it on my favourite copper core leader. So the first thing that I do is I splice one end, and onto the loop of the splice I put the part of the heli clip with the bar. So you splice the bar onto the loop. So I slide down the inner body of the heli clip and then the rubberized outer body of the heli clip. Then goes on my helicopter swivel and then my leader bead. To attach the leader bead and sleeve, I use the Easy Splice needle. You thread the leader sleeve onto the Easy Splice needle, and then it's easy to thread it onto the leader when it's not spliced, which is why I haven't spliced it yet. Slide it onto the leader, and one important thing to do is to moisten the entire leader, which means when you're sliding it down into the position that you want, it doesn't create friction and then burn the rubber inside, which can render it useless. Then my bead goes over the top, which I position in between the two ribs, and I attach my hook link and I'm good to go. So that's the heli clip setup. I've ended up on all 3 of my rods using a Northern Special topper on top of a Pro Stim Liver 15mm bottom bait. I actually found with the pace wraps that I was doing that I was getting the attentions of bream very, very quickly. They were super attracted to that paste, and yeah, unfortunately, they were absolutely mullering me. So this has stemmed the flow of bream. That's what caught me the fish earlier, and I'm really hoping that either later on today or into tonight, before I have to get on the plane home tomorrow, it can do me something a little bigger than what I've caught. And I'm crossing my fingers that that trophy can still come home with me. So we are going into the last night, and it's right now that I come out with all the excuses under the sun as to why it hasn't really materialised for me. I could blame the high air pressure, I could
blame the bright blue skies, I could blame the freezing cold nights, or I could blame the fact that none of the fish are anywhere near me. I think the best way to give any sort of feedback, even if it's self-critical feedback, is to have like a sort of shit sandwich, isn't it? Like positive, negative, positive. So positive, had a really good stew. Negative, I've not really worked it out and I'm just catching bream and little fish. Positive, just about to have a cup of tea, some Milka Sensations cookies and some Malenka honey cake from Czechoslovakia. Yeah?
Shit sandwich.
Shit sandwich. Yeah. Food, food, fishing. I've had, like, it's been such a good time, and you know, the main reason for me coming here was to make sure that I had a really good time with our fantastic team. I thanked them for their work that they do for us, because, you know, some of these guys, like, you cut them open and they bleed orange. They absolutely love Fox and they'd do anything for the brand, and I wanted to show them my appreciation. So that side of things has been absolutely fantastic. We've seen some amazing fish caught, and I just haven't massively got involved with that. But what can I say? We've been welcomed so well here. Tonight is the full moon. That guarantees me a big un. So there's not really much to worry about. It's the time of year where you don't get loads of bites, but they're going to be big uns, apparently. So here we are, going into the last night with a cup of tea. There you go. I don't know what else could what else is there? I've caught 2 single figure commons, and I'm watching the guys fishing up in the shallows when it's absolutely Baltic. Just their bait boats just going back and forth and then winding them in. What? It's good. I'm enjoying seeing that happen. But, you know, this video is supposed to be making me look like I'm a big fish angler, but it's not. It's doing quite literally the opposite. What can I say? I'm gonna give Dylan his milk. He has the tea bag left in, the filthy animal. And if you don't see me again in the darkness, it's because I'm blanked.
That morning was cold and misty once again, and I had to pack up and get going before the sun even had a chance to break through. I didn't manage to catch that big un, or even the numbers of fish that the Czech lads were clearly getting. But honestly, I wasn't disappointed. That's just fishing. When you can't move swims or get on the main body of fish, sometimes you've got to work hard just to scratch out a few bites. And looking back, I was actually pleased I'd caught anything at all. I spent a few days in an absolutely stunning place. Taking in the Hungarian scenery was good for the soul. And more than anything, the time spent with the lads was really special. Carp always help, of course, but they're not the only reason I go fishing.